What's going on, everyone? So, could Joel Embiid be an option for the Los Angeles Lakers this upcoming offseason? According to Bill Simmons, who many of you I'm sure are familiar with, he proposed the idea of Lakers essentially calling up the Philadelphia 76ers and say, hey, we'll get you out of the Joel Embiid business, right? You need to get out of it. We're here to help. And that the Lakers could essentially offer all of their expiring contracts outside of Austin Reeves and a first-round pick and then land Joel Embiid. So essentially, what he said is, here are all our expirings, Rui, Dorian Finney-Smith, Gabe Vincent, Maxi Kleber, and a first-round pick, and we'll get you out of the Joel Embiid business. Bill Simmons outlines a way for the Lakers to trade for Joel Embiid without giving up Austin Reeves. And he also follows up with, here's your get-out-of-jail-free card right now. You don't have to deal with them anymore. And that is essentially the gist of what Bill Simmons is saying. Like, hey, again, Sixers, they need to kind of hit the reset button here a little bit, right? They could look to shop and trade Joel Embiid, but what are you really going to get for Joel Embiid at this point, given his injury history? The guy can't stay on the basketball court, right? When he's healthy, guy's one of the top 3 to 5 players in the entire league, second best big man in the league behind Nikola Jokic, right? MVP, all of that, right? A guy that can win you regulars, get you to the playoffs, win you, the occasional playoff game. There are questions and concerns about his playoff history, right? He's not a guy that, one, can stay healthy, and two, can tend to disappear at times and shrink at times in the postseason. But if you had like LeBron and Luka, you'd be in great shape. You could then take Austin Reeves, trade Austin Reeves, because I would not keep Luka, Reeves, Joel Embiid, and LeBron James. If I was them, I would look to take Austin Reeves and then you need some defense. You need some perimeter help, right? You need some guys that can defend multiple positions, especially if you're trading like Dorian Finney-Smith and Gabe Vincent, all these guys, right? So to me, if you could pull something like that off, there are pros and cons either way, right? And I want to talk about some of the positives. I want to talk about some of the negatives. I first want to say that this isn't happening, right? One, I don't think the Sixers would actually do it. Two, I don't think the Lakers would actually do it. Now, look, the Lakers are the Lakers. They love to star chase and star hunt, but I don't know if they would trade for Joel Embiid granted, you could argue it's so low risk, high reward, right? You almost have to do it, right? Like, there is that argument to it all where it's like, if you're getting Joel Embiid for basically expiring contracts and 1 first-round pick, at that point, you've given up nothing, right? But the problem is that his contract, right? He's getting the extension, right? You're talking, he's going to make $55 million next year, and then he has a player option, it looks like, in 2026 for almost $60 million, right? Which he's not going to decline, right? So you'd have a couple years left of Joel Embiid, right? He is 31 years old, but with his injury history and the way that he operates, he might as well be 35 years old. Like, he's not a guy that I see holding up until he's 36, 37, right? He's a guy that's probably got a short window. Like this, to me, this would be a move because Joel Embiid, if LeBron signs a new contract, they essentially wash at the same time, right? So to me, if the Lakers were to do something like this, you're going to make one push to try to win a championship with LeBron James, Luka, and Joel Embiid. Try to get Joel Embiid a chip. Try to get LeBron a chip. You're hoping that between Joel Embiid, LeBron James, and Luka Doncic, that you can manage those 3 well enough to where Joel Embiid will be healthy, LeBron will be healthy, and Luka will be healthy come playoff time. Joel Embiid, he, like I said, he tends to shrink and disappear at times. Well, that's fine. You got Luka and LeBron, and he's going to give you some production, right? He's going to give you at least, 20 points, grab a couple rebounds, block a couple shots, right? Spread the floor, do a little bit of everything for you, right? Like, so Luka also, in theory and concept, should make Joel Embiid's job easier. Same thing with LeBron James, right? Now it's like, who do you defend? Like, the pieces would fit better, right? Because it's like, you got a big man who, yes, is probably best with the ball in his hands and being able to shoot 20 times, but still, you can kind of make it all work out. LeBron can continue to play the way he's been playing, so you basically could have Luka as your 1 option, Joel Embiid as your 2 option, and then LeBron as your 3rd option. LeBron will never be the 3rd option, but you saw in the regular season, you saw also at times in the postseason, him kind of just letting guys do what they need to do, right? So he could kind of lean on Joel Embiid, lean on Jokic, or Luka, right? And let those guys kind of handle the workload during the regular season. LeBron can kind of chime in. You can give Joel Embiid rest here and there to kind of work it out, right? Like, that would be kind of the argument. That would be your proposed, okay, what's the benefit, right? You're getting them dirt cheap, and you're making one last push. And then when Joel Embiid's contract expires, you essentially let him walk, LeBron walks, and then boom, now you got Luka and, freed up 100 plus million, 120 million in salary, right? There you go. And then this offseason, you'd go and get, maybe hopefully at that point, LeBron would be willing to take just enough to get you the full mid-level exception. You get the mid-level exception. I think they have the biannual this year, although that would hard cap you, so that might be tough. But get the full mid-level exception. You sign a couple free agents, right? There's a couple players that would probably be like, "Oh, let me go." You still got to get a center badly, right? So if I'm the Lakers, I'm looking to take Austin Reeves, turn him into a piece or two, right? Houston maybe, right? Something, I don't know. Try to find something where you can get a piece or two and convert. The problem is Austin Reeves' contract is just so low, right? That like if you were trying to trade him, it'd be hard to find a guy like to match salaries and all that stuff. Where it's like, so to me, I'd probably at that point you kind of want depth. So I'd probably look to turn. Can you turn Austin Reeves into like two key guys, right? Like, kind of young, athletic, versatile guys, right? Like that's where I was like thinking call Houston, right? Cam Whitmore, or like, would they give up like a Jabari Smith or something like that, right? Maybe you throw in another asset or something. But point is at that point, now you're just trying to get depth, perimeter wings, right? You're trying to get guys that can defend because you got LeBron, Luka, and Joel Embiid. You're just trying to find the dirty work guys. You got enough scoring, enough offense, enough versatility between those three. You're just trying to find the other things. But with Joel Embiid, right, the issue is the games played. The most he has ever played in a season was 68 games, right? And that was the 2021-2022 season. Now, if he's giving you 66 to 68 games, that's fine, right? Again, like the reason they made 65 games the threshold for accolades and stuff is because of the stars and whatnot, and most of them are averaging out about 60 to 70 games a season, right? So to me, if he's giving you at least 65 to 68 games these next few years, beautiful, right? Now you're talking, now you're cooking. Like, let's make it happen. I still don't know if Philly would do something like that, right? Because I do think that there are teams that would give something of value, right? Would take a flight. There's always a team out there that thinks, oh, we can do better, or, our organization's better so we can keep them healthier and whatnot. I do think the Lakers are one of those teams, especially now that they've changed their, fitness and health and, Dr. Sims and all that stuff, right? Where the previous regime, I don't think would have been able to keep Joel Embiid healthy. This regime, I actually trust. I mean, look at this past season. Like everyone was, guys had like little knick-knack stuff here and there, but for the most part, we had a very healthy season, knock on wood. Hopefully that continues. But again, you look at like what he's done in the last 2 years in particular. He played 19 games last year and then 39 games the year before. It's tough. You're talking about a guy that's a career 28, right? 28 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and almost 2 blocks per game. There's no arguing the talent that Joel Embiid has. There's no arguing how good he is when he's healthy and when he's out there on the basketball court. But that's the problem. When he's healthy and out there on the basketball court, it's finding him and getting him to be that, right? But you look at the playoffs, right? His production tends to dip. Right, you look at the 2021-2022 season. He dropped down 23.6 points per game, shot 48.4% from the field, 21.2% from three-point range, and then 55.5% from two-point range. The previous year, or the next year, the 2022-2023 season, 17.9% from three-point range and 48.8% from two-point range for 23.7 points. Now, if you look at the 2023-2024 season, that wasn't terrible. I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible, right? He shot 44% from the field total, 33% from three-point range on 6.5 attempts, which is also the most attempts of his career, and it was also the most. He took 22 attempts in the postseason, which is the most he's taken in the postseason ever, and then 49% from two-point range on 15.7%, and averaged 33 and 11 with 6 assists, 1.5 steals, and 1.5 blocks, right? So, but again, to me, it would be kind of making it work with LeBron, Luka, and Embiid. Like the hope is, if you're the Lakers, is like, okay, LeBron, Luka, and Embiid, we can kind of keep it like we can give Joel Embiid a week off, right? And have LeBron and Luka. And then Joel Embiid comes back and now Luka gets a week off. And then, and then LeBron gets a week off and so on and so forth, right? So like you could kind of position it throughout the season to where you're keeping them fresh, you're keeping them spry because you have all three of them, right? You do need to play enough games to build chemistry and whatnot, but you're trying with Joel Embiid, Luka Doncic, and LeBron James. You're just trying to have them healthy come the playoffs. But again, I don't think it'll happen. Two, I don't think it should happen. I think the Lakers should avoid Joel Embiid at all costs. Again, I think it is something that the Lakers would probably do, right? And again, you could argue because you're getting him for so cheap, how do you say no to that? But if I'm the Lakers, I would personally stay away from Joel Embiid. Don't get in the Joel Embiid business. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle. Either way, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.